Hi, this is Kathy, and this is the weekly look at CL. All right, CL is really at an extreme target. It's an extreme bullish crab, and so right now it's stalling. I'm going to look at the composite profile in just a second, but price has been in a downtrend since we had this bearish cross, double bearish cross actually. And so now it's so extended that it implies and strongly suggests that we're either going to stall or bounce into resistance. The bias will not change until it can hold above important resistance levels. At this juncture, it would have to push above 81.32 to shift the bias to upside. That will change over time, but that's how it is now. Okay, sword lines have correlation with the PRZs. So as long as price holds above this 45.92, it gives it a better chance of bouncing into resistance. The initial resistance test is going to be this monthly short sword line at 52.45. Now, that's going to be a little bit higher than our volume profile micro composite at 51.65, right? Now, 52.63 is the low of the previous micro composite. And so there's this big gap here that so even if it breaches this region, I'd want to see is it able to push back above this 52.63 and hold above it? If so, the magnet's going to be 56.74. Otherwise, as long as it pulls back into this micro composite, it's very balanced except for a little bit of unfinished business on the upper portion of the range. So that implies that it's still going to kind of hover around in this region between 49.11 and 45.02. Okay, and the focal point right now, or the micro composite VPOC, is at 46.38. So that is the major, but that 49.11 is also very strong as a magnet. Okay, back to the harmonics. Failure to retrace this bullish crab really makes a statement for the bears, right? And we'll have to find some more downside targets if it cannot, even if it breaches down here. What's going to happen below 37.26 is I'd have to look at more extended targets, and I would look for maybe, let's just do this real quick. From this most previous high to low, the 1.272 is 27.47. So that would be the next target below here. We could even add the 113. Because that's always good for, oh, well, that's very close to our extremes. So it could just breach that 37.26 to tag the 35.88, but hold below the PRZ. It's pretty much going to say adios to that crab scenario and thank you for targets along the way. And we're looking for 27.47. And I would add like 20 also in there. Okay. Once price can hold first, let me get rid of this real quick. First, above 52.45 and more importantly, above this 57.24 area, that's the monthly breakout long sword line, then that would increase the probability of going into retracement mode. And the ideal minimum retracement is 66.91 as long as we don't make any lower lows. Okay? So if that's the case, that'll come up here and validate that bearish cross. And that'd be a very important resistance test if it's able to get above there. 52.45 is going to be very important as the initial resistance test. Okay, let's wait and see what next week gives us.